The wheelie is probably the oldest trick in the book, but still one of the most fun. This is an in-depth how to wheelie and fix any problems you might be having. So let's start with setup. Any bike can be wheelied, cross-country bike, downhill bike, hardtail, whatever. Some are easier than others though. I like to do this with my saddle nice and high because you're going to be pedaling and that's the most comfortable position to be pedaling in. Also, gearing is really important. If you have it in too low a gear, you're going to spin out really quick and you won't keep the front wheel up. So have it in a gear that's almost 1 or 2 gears too hard for your current speed. Practice this on a slight uphill so that you're not going to start going too fast. And now it's the time to try and get that snap of the pedals to get the front wheel up. I like to do this as my favourite foot just goes past the top of the revolution and starts to drop, but try both pedals and you'll find one feels better than the other and it isn't necessarily your favourite foot. Keep practicing this and experimenting with gears until you find the right one that feels natural once the front wheel's up and in the air. That's the correct cadence. Also, cover your back brake. That's really important. That's a safety mechanism, so if the front wheel comes too high, give the back brake a tap and the front wheel will drop back down to the floor. Stay seated and lower your chest towards the bar, so just bend your elbows. And the hard part about this is now you want to get the timing right of popping your elbows back straight and getting that snap of the pedals. Get the two together and the front wheel will come off the floor. So the wheelie is all about using power through the pedals to lift the front wheel off the floor and keep it there. And the trick to this is to try and find that balance point, the spot between going too far back and looping out or dropping the front wheel back to the floor. So those two things are really the tricks for mastering wheelies. Getting the timing of that snap on the pedals with that pop of the elbows to tip you back into the wheelie. A lot of people don't actually tip back into it, they keep their arms bent and the front wheel will drop really easily. So when you're tipped back, your elbows are locked, you're actually sitting back into the wheelie, almost as if the ground has just been tipped up on you and you're still in the same position. As the front wheel comes up, stay seated as this will keep your pedaling motion smooth. And get the feeling for when that front wheel almost gets too high, you'll feel it just hit the balance point and just feather the back brake to bring the front wheel back down again. The most common problems people have is the bike going sideways and the front wheel coming down, not in line with the rest of the bike. This is almost always caused by people bending their arms and trying to use them to lift the front wheel. The correct technique is all about consistent power and movement of weight, not pulling on the bars. Once you're in the wheelie, you need to use your knees and slight turns of the bars side to side to keep your balance. There's a couple more skills videos I think you should probably check out, and they are where to wheelie, click over there for that one, and click just down there for how to manual. Click on the GMBN logo to subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you like wheelies.